What if I told you that America's sweetest empire was destroyed by the most bitter family feud in business history? Welcome to the saga of the Sugar Kings, where millions of dollars and family loyalty collided in spectacular fashion. In the late 1800s, the Havemeyer family controlled America's sugar supply, like medieval kings controlled their kingdoms. Based in New York, their American Sugar Refining Company processed over 90% of all sugar consumed in the United States. The family patriarch, Henry Osborne Havemeyer, had built this sweet empire through ruthless business tactics and strategic acquisitions. But by 1891, cracks were already forming in the sugar dynasty. Henry's younger brother, Theodore, felt sidelined despite his contributions to the family business. Theodore had spent decades working alongside Henry, expecting equal recognition and profit sharing. Instead, he watched his older brother accumulate vast personal wealth while treating him like a junior partner. The tension exploded when Henry decided to reorganize the company structure. He planned to consolidate power even further, essentially pushing Theodore and other family members into minor roles. Theodore saw this as the ultimate betrayal. He'd helped build the empire, yet Henry treated him like an employee rather than a founding partner. In 1892, Theodore made a decision that would shatter the family forever. He walked away from the American Sugar Refining Company and established his own competing sugar refinery. This wasn't just business competition. This was family warfare conducted through corporate boardrooms and newspaper headlines. Henry viewed Theodore's departure as treachery of the highest order. He immediately began using his vast resources and political connections to undermine his brother's new venture. Henry lobbied for favorable tariffs, used predatory pricing to squeeze Theodore's customers, and even spread rumors about the quality of Theodore's sugar products. Theodore fought back with equal ferocity. He exposed Henry's monopolistic practices to government regulators and journalists. He revealed how Henry had bribed politicians and manipulated sugar prices to maximize profits at consumers' expense. The brothers were now using their intimate knowledge of each other's business secrets as weapons. The feud intensified when other family members were forced to choose sides. Cousins, nephews, and in-laws found themselves divided between the warring brothers. Family gatherings became impossible. Wedding invitations were sent strategically. Even their children were taught to view their cousins as enemies rather than relatives. By 1895, the conflict had expanded beyond just Theodore and Henry. Other sugar industry players saw opportunity in the Havemeyer family chaos. Competitors emerged, challenging the family's dominance, while the brothers remained focused on destroying each other rather than protecting their shared interests. The press had a field day with the Sugar Kings' war. Newspapers regularly featured stories about the latest battles between the brothers. One journalist wrote, "The Havemeyers have proven that blood is not thicker than molasses when millions of dollars are at stake." The public watched with fascination as America's sugar royalty tore itself apart. Henry's health began deteriorating under the stress of fighting multiple battles simultaneously. He was dealing with government investigations into his monopolistic practices while trying to crush his brother's competing business. The constant pressure of maintaining his empire while destroying Theodore's took a severe toll. In 1907, Henry Osborne Havemeyer died suddenly of a heart attack. His death marked the end of an era, but not the end of the family conflict. Theodore attended the funeral, but the brothers had never reconciled. Years of bitter warfare had permanently destroyed their relationship and fractured the entire family. With Henry gone, the American Sugar Refining Company began losing its grip on the industry. Government antitrust actions intensified, and new competitors gained market share. The company that had once controlled 90% of American sugar production saw its dominance steadily erode. Theodore's competing business survived longer than expected, but he never achieved the success he'd dreamed of when leaving his brother's empire. The constant warfare had drained resources from both sides, weakening the family's overall position in the sugar industry. The Havemeyer family feud demonstrates how personal conflicts can destroy even the most powerful business dynasties. Their bitter war allowed competitors to gain ground and regulators to break up their monopoly. What began as a family disagreement about power and recognition ultimately cost them everything they'd worked to build. The Sugar Kings' War reminds us that in business, as in life, sometimes the greatest threats come from within. When family loyalty dissolves in the pursuit of power and wealth, even the sweetest empires can turn bitter.